Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, let's talk first about this whole thing, because there is a danger here. And we've chronicled examples like this. Kevin McCarthy told me in California, they're going to count votes cast 17 days after the election day. What?
Yeah, Sean, there's a grave danger of fraud from mail-in balloting. Let's be clear about the difference between mail-in balloting and absentee ballots. When you vote absentee, you submit an application, you expect a ballot, you get it, you mail it back in. There's a track record at every step of the process. These states like Nevada and New York that want to move to mail-in balloting, they're talking about sending a live, real ballot to every single person who is registered, whether they wanted one or not, whether their address has been verified, whether they're alive or dead. And then they're going to allow ballot harvesting as well, which is when party activists can come around and pick up hundreds or thousands of those ballots and return them without any knowledge of what coercion they may have used or what tactics they may have used to pick it up. Look, this is so ripe for fraud that in North Carolina in 2018, an entire congressional election was invalidated and had to be rerun. The fact that the Democrats in places like Nevada are already trying to change the rules goes to show you just how nervous they're getting about this election.
I would warn Republicans, you better have your ground game and you better have lawyers in every one of these swing states for the reasons you're describing here. Let me ask you about the COVID relief package. First, you recently said China is deeply indifferent to human life. Chinese government party Communist Party is responsible for the virus. They should be held accountable. Are the Democrats trying to prevent victims of what they unleashed on the world from getting compensated when they're guilty as hell? I agree with you.
Yeah, Sean, just last week in the Senate Judiciary Committee, most Democrats voted against legislation that I sponsored with Senator Martha McSally and several other senators that would open the American courts to the victims of this virus, just like we did for the 9/11 victims. Unfortunately, that's just in keeping with too many Democrats' soft on China approach, which reflects the leader of their party, Joe Biden, who has been sending factories and jobs to China for decades with nothing to show for it other than a job for Hunter Biden.
All right, let me ask you one other question. They did this in the previous COVID relief packages. This is to help schools. This is to help put out the hot spots. Needed money for those people still needing economic help. The Democrats did this before. They did it twice. They want now $3 trillion, but they're willing to hold up money again. Okay, why? And why $3 trillion when the president's proposed $1 trillion?
Well, Sean, it's because it's never enough for the Democrats. They always want more, and they always want to throw it after special interests. What we need to do is distinguish between what the American people need and what Democrats want. Those who are still out of work, especially in industries like restaurants and hospitality or airlines, they need enhanced unemployment payments. Our schools need some extra money to be able to get our kids back into school safely and responsibly. We need to be able to help small businesses who depend on the Paycheck Protection Program. But Democrats want to throw away all kinds of money on the Smithsonian, the Kennedy Center, and all their pet projects. It's not the time for that.
All right, Senator, keep up the good work. 92 days. Pivotal